of the week has been selected. Thanks to your votes, we have chose Leave Her Alone. Hey y'all, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Okay, so the poem of the week has been selected. Thanks to your votes, we have chose Leave Her Alone to be the poem of the week. And so today's story time is going to be based around that. Now the story time is going to be a bit tricky because I have like about an hour or so to get ready. I have to record today or I won't be able to record tomorrow because I work from 8 to 6:30. So by the time I post it, it's going to be late. And I don't have nobody that got time for that. So let's get into the story time. Woo woo. While I let the water get hot and kind of clean my face, okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all. So when I was in high school, from my junior year until my like first year of college, I dated the same guy. Okay, he would be what you call my first love. So he was like always breaking up, getting back together over crazy stuff. But you know, we really cared about each other a lot, you know, and so the way our relationship ended, I mean, it was my fault that it ended. I broke up with him ultimately. Over the years, even like now, I mean, I haven't talked to him since 2.5 years ago. Everything just goes back to that 2.5 years ago, right? But anyway, so, you know, we keep in touch throughout the years or whatever. And so one of the main reasons that we lost touch and how it goes with this story is because, you know, after we broke up, of course, he met somebody who he's been with this girl for years. They have 2 kids together, right? So that's not the problem. My problem has nothing to do with jealousy or anything like that. My problem is the way she treats him. And that's part of why I don't talk to him anymore, because like, I personally, because I do, obviously I still care about him, like, it just makes me mad that he keeps going back to her. And I mean, I understand. I know it's hard because I have a child myself, you know. I know what it's like because you don't want to be away from your kids, but at the same time, like, your kids see you unhappy, your kids see you fighting, your kids see all of that, and they're taking that in. I'd rather have to do the whole co-parenting thing, as much as it sucks, than have my son see me miserable. Everybody's not the same though. And I mean, it's not just him. I know so many people like that who stay in a relationship for their kids. And I'm not gonna lie, this is my fear. And like, people are like, I feel so bad when I say, I'm like, man, them kids. Okay? I'm not about to be miserable. No. Some kids. Okay? Man, that's on period. Alright, I'm about to hop in the shower. Okay, yes. So like I was saying, and I know that sounds bad, but it is what it is. Like, of course, I love my son, and I would never say like F him, but I'm just saying, like, in a situation like that, like, my happiness has to come first, because if I'm not happy, I can't be a good mother, I can't be a good mother to him, you know, because I'm too busy being depressed and sad and with somebody I really don't want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So here's his situation. Their relationship is extremely toxic. They get into so many fights, and it's not even the fact that they get into fights. It's like, when they get into fights, she puts her hands on him. It's not that obviously he doesn't put his hands on her. She's always putting her hands on him, to the point where he's told her several times, like, if you do it again, we're done. And like, he'll break up with her, and he takes her back every time. And I'm just like, are you serious? Seriously? Like, do you need to be with somebody? Do you not want to be alone? Like, what is it? Like, how do you keep going back to somebody like that, right? But he keeps going back to her, and I really don't know why. I don't. And I just hate it because, like, you know, he'll tell me the stories. Like, hey, like, so he has dreads. So he'll tell me how she'll like be punching him. She pulls on his dreads. I think one time she like even bit him. Like, she be attacking him. And it's just so bad. And I'm just like, you need to leave her. For real. And there's been times where, you know, he's told me that he's sorry for how he did me, and, you know, how he feels like it's his karma because of the things that he did to me when we were together. Which, I mean, yes and no, maybe. Like, for example, she cheated on him or whatever. So I guess that's like one of the examples. Although to this day he won't admit, but I know he did. I know he did. So anyway, like I said, we did a lot of breaking up and getting back together. And when I tell y'all none of that was because of me, he was the one who was always breaking up with me. And then I let him back, and then he broke up with me. One time he broke up with me. This girl basically a new girl came to school. You know how it is, new girl comes to school, everybody want to hop on because she's new, right? So that's the thing. Like, this new girl came to the school. He broke up with me, and then, which, let me tell you, I didn't even know about this part until like years later. Like, I think like a couple years ago, I found out, like, well, it is not so much that I found out, it's that, like, I started using my common sense, because the way the girl acted and then what he told me didn't really match up, so it kind of made sense when she came after me. Like, that girl tried to knock my head off in real life. Let me tell y'all, she had popped up at the house when I was there. She's like, where is he? She's looking for him. They're like, no, he's in the room, blah, 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 blah. And she knew he was with somebody. And more than likely, she figured he was with me. So somehow, some way, she managed to get past him. She opened the door. Y'all ain't gonna lie, I had a hammer in my hand. Okay, y'all, I'm not crazy, but you know, she was mad, and she was like bigger than me. Like, I'm not big now, but she's not huge either, but she's bigger than me, and I was kind of small, so I just had to be ready for whatever, you know what I'm saying? She bust in the room. She tried to attack me, and I had my hammer in my hand ready, but they didn't let her get to me though. That was one time. Another time, he did me so wrong. So I had came over to his house after not to his house, but to where he was staying. After he invited me, my friend is the one who drove me over there. I see him with this girl sitting on the ground, like on the curb, that's what it's called, on the curb, talking. And he's like, I'll be there in a minute. And I'm like, okay. He had me sitting there for hours, and he never showed up. So I just left. I was like, okay. Say less, boo. Say less. This time I was done, y'all. I was ready to move on. And it wasn't like it wasn't my intentions for it to happen this way. But basically, the people that he was staying with, his friend's brother had came from, this is before I had ever been to Jacksonville. He had came down to visit from Jacksonville. Mind you, I was living in Palm Coast at the time. So Palm Coast is not Palm Bay. It's right in between Daytona and Jacksonville. Okay, so I went to school in Palm Coast. He had came, he saw me, he saw what he liked, so he was trying to get with me, you know, and I was like, okay. My ex found out, and then he was like, oh no. He called me with the quickness. He's like, oh my goodness. He called me. He told me he loved me, y'all. And you know, that's like the first time he ever told me he loved me after all that breaking up and making up. This is the first time he ever told me he loved me. And you know, that's not how I wanted him to tell me he loved me for the first time. Not at all. So I started crying because I'm like, you mother... You wait until I'm finally over you. I'm ready to move on. I met somebody else, and you want to pull this? Are you serious? You want to do this right now? Really? But I went back to my boo. I took my baby back. I had to basically just like let the other dude know, like, sorry, this ain't gonna happen, because you know I'm back with my boo. In his mind, he felt like the relationship that came after that was his karma. And could it have been? Maybe, I don't know. But I don't feel like that's a reason to stay with somebody, like because you feel like you deserve it. And there were times where we had talked about, you know, getting back together one day or just being back together. And it would be times where they would break up, and when they broke up, he would find his way back to me. But then, like I said, they would end up back together, and it just became too much because a part of me, like, I still had some feelings for him. You know, even though just like him, I had, you know, dated, you know, I had a child and all of that. I went from wanting him to leave her and hoping that, like, you know, like if I stay with him, well, not with him, but if I show him that I'm here for him, he'll leave her, you know. So that was like my leave her alone phase. I went from like, just like, why are you with this girl? Like, she don't deserve you. She don't treat you right. She put her hands on you. The relationship is toxic. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for you. Honestly, it's not even good for her. Oh, just so y'all know, this is not what I'm wearing. I gotta get my clothes from my mom's house. I'm gonna show y'all the fit before I go though. Okay? That's my story time. Please make sure to like and comment on this tragic story. If you've been in a similar situation, you know, this is something people don't talk about a lot. We focus more on, when we talk about domestic abuse, it's usually more so of men hitting women, but we don't really talk about women who abuse their men. And I just hope one of these days her last chance is really her last chance, and he's gonna stop telling her, oh, this is the last time, Alright, y'all, so this is the final fit, and of course, you know, I need my essential item. You can't leave the house without one. Oh my you know what I'm saying? So booyah. Okay, so I accidentally recorded the ending to be for my Thursday video. So basically, I'm on my way now. I'm not walking. I'm like going to the car. Anyway, I'm on my way to the car to go there. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed my story. Like I said, drop some comments, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe.